So, with that said, we have our first story segment. Or, actually, no, this is more of a different, it's a new segment. That's what it is.
This is a new segment that we first introduced, actually, in this interview with my father.
Spoiler
alert. Listen to the full length of the podcast, because this may be how we end interviews now.
Yeah.
We have our bar story. We have, what was the other
Curbside
thing?
stories.
Curbside stories.
We just tell stories a lot. We also talk story a lot. But this one is something that I came up with not too long ago. The question that we ask is, what is something that made you who you are today? Whether that be a story, a specific event,
a pivotal moment,
a climax, we want to know. So what Andrew and I are going to do is kind of give a glimpse into a story that happened to us that makes us who we are today. I took this on with a sort of a podcast twist. So the personality I have today is a very, how would you describe it? I don't want to boast here.
You love bringing light and life to a situation through your qualities, and that quality is probably happy, goofy, in the moment, excited, a lot of energy. Those type of words.
Okay,
right?
And so the one that sticks out was goofy for sure. So when I was in middle school, I got to pull up a picture of like what I looked like in middle school, because I was just like, if I could paint a picture for you guys, I was roughly 5'10". I was 130 pounds. I had like that long Justin Bieber haircut. I had braces, and and so that's just what I looked like. I looked like a nerd. I just like a weird looking dude. Whatever, right? But a constant theme throughout middle school, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. So I was 12 or 11 to 13 years old. I don't really know. That was the age range. What I always kind of felt myself doing was trying to fit in with everyone, trying to be someone who I wasn't really, and my friends really reflected that. So you don't really know, you're not as experienced in middle school, and so I was very I just always wanted to be like the cool guy. Like I always kind of strove to try and be like a popular guy, but I wasn't at all.
Yeah, this wasn't you're trying to be someone you weren't.
Yeah, and so constantly just 7th and 8th grade specifically, just going to like a public middle school and like being in a group of like 1,000 people, I'm always trying to make myself look different and try and look cooler than everybody. Yeah. And so I always acted out.
You want to be heard.
Right, I want to be heard. And so I did a bunch of rash things that were just kind of stupid. As far as like getting in trouble with teachers, not really applying myself in school, doing whatever. What I decided when I went to high school, my freshman year, I went to an all-boys Catholic school, Regis Jesuit High School, go Raiders. I decided that I did not care what anybody else thought. I decided that I was just going to be my own self, and I wasn't going to care about what anybody else thought. And so I've really just from that point on, I've really just taken on whatever I kind of felt was right, and whatever I wanted to say and whatever I wanted to do was what I ended up doing. And I didn't really care what anybody else thought. And I think the judgment aspect of all of it was really what shaped me, was not worrying about, saying something or enjoying something that not everyone else was like, or having an uncommon opinion, but, still saying that and voicing your opinion. So I think just with who I am now, I'm a naturally goofy person. Like, I think things are funny that other people don't think are funny, or I'll say things that everyone's like, that makes no sense. But at the end of the day, like, that's truly who I am. Like, I embody just being a goofy and funny guy. And so the way I became that, I was never really that in middle school, and I only became that because I decided one day, going in, starting fresh at a new school, freshman year, was just to be myself and just to see what happens. And that's kind of where I'm at today, and that's why I am the goofy podcaster that you are listening to currently.
Dude, that's pretty awesome. I mean, having that self-awareness is the level to know that about yourself and want to share that with other people. Right on, man.
Yeah, and it also kind of helps that I went to an all-guys school, so there was really no one to impress but my other goofy friends at the school, so I think that had a lot to do with it as well. But nonetheless.